Squiz Kids acknowledges the traditional owners of the lands on which we podcast, the Turrbal and Kombumerri people.
Squiz Kids! It's your daily news fix. Fun, free, fresh.
Hello and welcome to Squiz Kids Today, your fresh take on what's happening in the world around you. I'm Bryce Corbett. It's Thursday, May 28. In Squiz Kids Today, we're off to the moon. Blues win first origin. Squiz-E sniffs a fake and Britain's cheese rolling championships. That's what's making news, kids style.
The Lowdown.
Warm up your jetpacks, double check your space helmets. We're off to the moon, people. With the announcement yesterday from the American space agency NASA that a base will be built there within the next 6 years. What that means is that humans will live semi-permanently on the moon for the first time in the history of the human race, which is just mind-blowing when you think about it. So, what will a permanent human base on the moon look like? Will it be like one of those enormous, domed-in interplanetary cities like you see in the Star Wars movies? Well, not quite. It will be all very basic to begin with. There will be specially designed capsules for astronauts to live in, pressurized and fed with oxygen, so people living there can live, eat, and work. Then there will be a bunch of lunar rovers, which are all-terrain vehicles which can ramble across the uneven surface of the moon and explore unknown nooks and crannies up there. The lunar base will also feature what are called hopping drones, miniature hopping spaceships which can be sent hopping across the vast distances of the moon to explore valleys and mountainscapes that no human has ever visited before, as well as lunar mining equipment to drill for signs of water, and an elaborate solar panel power system to capture the sun's rays and keep the lights on and the oxygen machines running around the clock. 2032 is the year NASA is hoping it will be ready to send the first astronauts to the moon to live. And of course, it won't stop there. Once this simple moon base is established, it will be used to build a larger base, which will one day extend into a little township that might, who knows, one day become a fully fledged city on the moon. And somewhere in there, plans will be hatched to use the moon base as a launch pad to send humans to Mars. All of which means, as I've always said on this podcast, this truly is a remarkable time to be alive.
Spin the globe.
Each day we give the world globe a spin and find a news story from wherever it stops. And today we've landed in England, where one of our favourite events of the year has just taken place. I'm talking about the Cheese Rolling Championships, a competition that takes place every year and which just has to be seen to be believed. Now, it may surprise you to learn that cheese isn't just made in blocks or doesn't only come in pre-packaged plastic sleeved slices. Traditionally, cheeses are made in what are called rounds, which is exactly what it sounds like, a big round wheel shape, which is why you'll sometimes hear people talk about a wheel of cheese. And because they're the perfect shape and size for rolling down hills, a community in England has made a name for itself hosting the annual Cheese Rolling Championships, which involves people standing at the top of a very steep, very uneven, very grassy hill, rolling a large cheese wheel down the hill, and then throwing themselves headlong after it, tumbling, stumbling, tripping, and toppling their bumpy way to the bottom. Now, most years, unsurprisingly, there are injuries. Broken ankles, broken wrists, elbows, legs, and arms. And it's most definitely not something you should try at home. But if you want to see some mad English men and women hard at it, see a link to a video of it in today's episode notes. Ugh, my body aches just thinking about it.
Sport time!
It's not quite cheese rolling, but the State of Origin Rugby League series has kicked off with Game 1 in Sydney last night, and the Blues have drawn first blood with a comeback win that almost no one saw coming. Trailing the Queensland Maroons by 20 points to 6 at half-time, the Blues looked as if they had no chance of winning, but a send-off for Queensland fullback Kalen Ponga for a high tackle 17 minutes into the second half turned the tables, meaning Queensland played with a man down for the rest of the game, allowing New South Wales to run in a couple of tries. When, in the final 30 seconds, Blues fullback James Tedesco plucked the ball out of mid-air to score the winning try, the sold-out crowd at Accor Stadium went wild. Or at least the ones wearing blue did. Final score, New South Wales 22, Queensland 20. Next stop for the Men's Origin series will be the MCG in Melbourne in 3 weeks' time, when Victorians will have to pretend to care. Meanwhile, Game 3 of the Women's State of Origin takes place tonight.
News hounds.
Every Thursday, Squiz-E the Newshound sticks his snout into Squiz Kids HQ to report back on fishy things he's sniffed out on the internet. And today, his cute little button bloodhound nose is twitching after coming across untrue claims that are spreading on social media. Right now, there's an illness called diphtheria, which has broken out in some remote communities in Australia. It's serious enough that the government has taken action to control it, but not so serious that you need to worry about catching it. And even faster to spread than the disease itself is the amount of misinformation that has begun to spread online, especially on social media. Claims like the disease was brought to Australia by migrants, or that the vaccine against diphtheria is dangerous to humans, both of which are untrue and not backed by science. It's moved scientists and the government to warn people not to believe everything they see online, to use instead your critical thinking skills and ask yourself, should I believe a random social media post, or should I perhaps use my newshound skills to stop, think, and check, and seek out some real facts from real experts? You know, like people who are actual scientists, perhaps. People who have gone to university and done years and years of study. Because this is the thing with social media. Anyone can go on there and say pretty much whatever they want, whether or not it's true. And oftentimes, because what is being said is so surprising or alarming, it spreads like wildfire on social media. Stop, think, and check, people. It's really not that hard.
Time for the quiz.
This is the part of the podcast where you get to test how well you've been listening. Question number 1. By what year does NASA hope to have a base built on the moon for humans to live in? Did you say the year 2032? You would be correct. Question number 2. What's another name for a round of cheese? It's also circular. Yes, I'm talking about a wheel of cheese. Question number 3. In which Australian city was last night's State of Origin Rugby League game played? Yeah, that's right. It was played in Sydney.
Shout-outs.
It's Thursday, May 28. Today, my friends, is, drumroll please, International Burger Day. So, grab yourselves a bun and stick a patty on it today. It's also a special day today for these Squiz kids celebrating a birthday today. Samuel from Hawthorne East, Ayla from Seaforth, and Jackson M from Williamstown. And belated birthday shout-outs go to Jack from Brookvale, Miss Rudder from Gladstone, and Ali, who's listening all the way over there in New York in the United States of America. And today's classroom shout-outs go to Class 5-6 with Mrs. Duncan at St Michael's Primary School in Hayfield, Class 5-6B at Faith Lutheran College in Tanunda. Class 1 Gold with Mrs. Reiter at St Thomas More Catholic Primary School in Roos. And Class 5K with Mrs. Kime at St John's Anglican College in Forest Lake. Don't forget, if you've got a birthday coming up and you want a shout out, or if you're after a classroom shout out, drop us a line at squizkids@thesquiz.com.au or fill out the form on our website. Well, that's all we have time for. Thanks for listening to Squiz Kids today. We'll be back again tomorrow with the Kids versus Adults Weekly News Quiz. Your chance to prove who's been paying the most attention to the week that just was. In the meantime, get out there and have a most excellent day. Over and out.